Good morning, children. Welcome to 6th standard online science class. Today we are going to continue our second unit in biology, the cell. I hope you have thoroughly understood the first previous class session of this lesson. So we were discussing about the various components of the cell. Today we are going to discuss about the mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria, the singular form is mitochondrion. So this mitochondria, this is the mitochondria. Are you able to see this? This is the mitochondria. This is called as the powerhouse of the cell. It supplies all the energy to the cell. Okay, it supplies the energy required by the cell is supplied by this mitochondria, so it is called as powerhouse of the cell. Okay, children. The next one we are going to discuss is about plasticide. Okay, plasticides are nothing but are found only in the case of plant cell. Only in the case of plant cell, and this plants they contain pigments. Pigments are nothing but coloring matters or food materials. Okay, they contain coloring materials as well as food materials. They are covered by a double membrane and their shape varies from round to filamentous, thread-like, ribbon-like like structure. Okay, so they are covered by double membrane. Are you able to see double lines are present here, isn't it? So they are covered by double membrane, and also their shape varies. They may be uh, filamentous. Filamentous means thread-like structure. They also be available in thread-like structure. This plasticides is of three type. One is chloroplast. Chloroplast is the one which has the green pigment called chlorophyll. Okay, it has green pigment called a chlorophyll. This gives the green color to the plants. Okay, and also it plays a vital role in photosynthesis. Okay, children, so this chloroplast is essential for the survival of not only the plants and also for the animals. Okay, the next plasticide we are going to discuss is chromoplast. This chromoplast is all the colored pigments other than green. Apart from green, other colored pigments that we see in the plant are produced and stored by this chromoplast. This chromoplast, for example, red, orange and yellow color of the flowers and ripened fruits are produced by these colored plasticide. So this chromoplast are responsible for the color of flowers and fruits that are present in the plant. The next plasticide we are going to discuss is leucoplast. This leucoplast is responsible, is the colorless, actually it is the colorless plasticide which is found in roots and seeds and underground stems such as potato and ginger. Not only in roots and seeds, even in underground stems of potato and ginger, this leucoplasts are present. Leucoplasts are colorless substances. Okay, they store the food substances, and some leucoplasts turn into chloroplasts when exposed to sunlight. So when they are exposed to sunlight, when these leucoplasts are exposed to sunlight, some, not all, some of them will be converted into chromoplasts when they are exposed to sunlight. Do you understand? Okay, the parts of potato which are exposed to sunlight during the growth turn to green. You might have seen that the part of the potato are greenish in color, isn't it? This is due to the presence of chloroplast. That is how this chloroplast is present in the potato, because the leucoplast, actually leucoplast will be present in the potato. That leucoplast is converted into chromoplast when they are exposed to sunlight. Okay, children, so we have learned about the three plasticides. Chloroplast, which is responsible for the green color pigment present in the plant, that is leaves and stems are greenish in color because of the chloroplast. And chromoplast is responsible for the color of flowers and fruits. And finally leucoplast is present in the root, stem, underground stem and seeds. It is actually colorless. but when exposed to sunlight it will be converted into chloroplast. Do you understood this? Hope you have understood. Okay, now the next component of the cell is vacuoles. Okay, vacuoles. So in the case of plant cell, we have a large vacuole. This is the vacuole, and in the case of plant cell, we have large vacuoles are present. These vacuoles, what is a they are actually sac or cavities. Their structure look like sacs or cavities. They contain a fluid called cell sap. Cell sap, which consists of water, sugar, salt, and other food materials and waste materials. Okay, then plant cells usually have one or few large vacuoles. Initially, the vacuole is like a small bubble. Okay, and it becomes larger as the cell grows. As the cell grows, the vacuoles also grows. When the cell is mature, the vacuole takes up most of the space. Okay, most of the space is occupied by this vacuoles. By this vacuoles only. Okay, most of the space in the cell is occupied by this vacuole, pushing the cytoplasm and nucleus and other organelles to the periphery. So other organelles, including cytoplasm and nucleus, to the periphery, the vacuoles will be more. The functions of vacuoles. When we come to the functions of vacuoles, the vacuoles maintain the shape of the cell. The shape of the cell is maintained by this vacuoles, and also balance of water is also maintained. The water balance is also maintained by this vacuoles, and it stores chemicals, food, water, and salt. So vacuoles are like a tank or storeroom of a house. We can say it is like a storeroom of a house. It stores the chemicals, food, and water. Some animal cells also have vacuoles. Some animal cells also have vacuoles. Amoeba form food vacuoles to store food. Though amoeba is a unicellular organism, this amoeba stores the food vacuoles, or form the food vacuoles to store the food. Okay, children. So far we have learned about this plant cells and animal cells, I mean the components of cells, and we have also learned that certain organelles are present only in either in a plant cell or in animal cell. So let us differentiate the plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell, it is enclosed by a rigid cell wall. Okay, plant cell is enclosed by a rigid cell wall. So cell wall acts as a boundary of the plant cell, and it gives a rigid shape to the cell. Okay, in the case also the cell wall is present only in the plant cell, and animal cell there is no cell wall. So it has only the boundary of the animal cell is cell membrane. Plant cell, it contains plasticides. These plasticides are responsible for the color pigments of leaves, stem, fruits, flowers, etc. But animal cell does not have this plasticides. And plant cells, they have a mature cell has one or few large vacuoles. So plant cells have, the mature cell will have either one or few large vacuoles to store the food and water, etc. But in the animal cells, vacuoles are not found in all animal cells. When present, they are small. So in all the animal cells, these vacuoles are not compulsorily present. Certain animal cells have these vacuoles, but the size of the vacuoles that are present in the animal cells are comparatively small with the plant cell. You understood? So this is the difference between plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell has the cell wall, has the plasticides, and the vacuoles are large. It is just an opposite to the animal cell. Animal cells don't have cell wall, don't have plasticides. At the same time, all animal cells will not have the vacuoles. If it is present, that too will be in a small size. So now the next topic, the topic is cell division. Cell division. Okay, in cell division, this cell division is required for the reproduction, growth, and maintenance of the body, and the healing of wounds. For reproduction, growth, and maintenance, as well as healing the wounds, this cell division is required. The life of higher organisms starts from a single cell called zygote. Even though it is a multicellular organism, even the life of that organism start from a single cell only, that is called a zygote, which is formed by the fusion of male cell and a female cell. Okay, the single cell divides into two cells, and the two cells into four cells, and so on. Thus the zygote grows into an embryo. The zygote grows into an embryo. Is it clear, children? So the first stage is zygote. The single cell is called zygote. Once the zygote get divided and multiplies, then it forms an embryo. The embryo into baby, and baby into an adult. Zygote, first stage is zygote, second stage is embryo, third stage is baby, and the fourth stage is adult. Is it clear? Yes. In the case of unicellular organism, the cell comprising the body divided into two to form two organisms. Each organism gives rise to two new organisms, and so on. Okay. See, look here. Look at the picture here. So this is a cell. What happens to the cell? The cell get divided into two. The cell get divided into two, and this two part will become a two new cells, and these two cells again divided into two, forming four cells, and it goes on, continues, and forms millions of cells. New cells formed by the cell division constantly replace damaged and dead cells. That is how the cell mends itself when we get a cut. So when we get a cut, the cell mends itself. Mends means grows itself, isn't it? That is because of this cell division. Do you understood what is a cell division? The single cell get divided into two, and each part will develop into a new cell, and that cell will again undergo another cell division, and this due to that the two cell will become four cell. It divides and multiplies. Okay, children. So this four cell will again divide, 4 into 8 and 8 into 16, and it goes on. Okay, children. So like that multiples, millions of cells will be formed. Is it clear? Yes, this is called as single cell. Cell division. This happens in the case of both unicellular and multicellular organism. This is actually growth. Okay, this is actually growth of an organism. Cell division plays a vital role in the growth of an organism. Do you understood this lesson? That's the end of this lesson. Hope you have enjoyed the lessons very well. Am I right, children? So do your assignment, report in the group without fail, then and there read the question answers and book exercise. Then it will be easy for you to prepare for the upcoming exams. Thank you, children. Meet you in the next class.